from the movies, because like a handful in the movies. He's going to come from the expanded universe, which is going to be pretty cool. So let's just dive right on in because we have a lot to talk about. So number 10 is Darth Maul. Now Darth Maul gets overlooked a lot on these lists, and I think that's unfair. You see, even though he just appeared on the big screen in Phantom Menace, Maul is actually quite a force to be reckoned with. Maul was trained to be a Sith assassin, with the idea being that he could be sent out on missions that would still allow the Sith to be hidden. His training didn't focus on using the Force as much, and was more centered around physical training and dueling with a lightsaber. But he wasn't without knowledge of the Force, which makes for a deadly combination. He famously lost a one-on-one fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but not before killing the powerful Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn. And Maul actually survived the duel with Obi-Wan, going on to live many more years and being an important part of the Clone Wars. Number 9 is Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker started off as a powerful Jedi, having an extremely high midichlorian count and being trained by Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. In fact, he was supposed to be the strongest Force user to ever have lived. But, because of his lost battle on Mustafar, he was never able to reach his full potential. Nonetheless, Darth Vader is still a powerful Sith Lord, and not someone to underestimate. Vader led the charge during Order 66, killing countless Jedis, and continued to lead the charge against the remaining Jedi in the rebellion while serving with the Empire. In the end, though, Vader turned back to the light side of the Force, and was able to kill the Emperor, fulfilling the prophecy and bringing balance to the Force. Number 8 is Frida Nad. Frida Nad was once a Jedi prodigy, but ended up killing his master and renouncing his Jedi affiliation. However, Nad didn't just go into hiding after this ordeal. He actually went to the very heart of the Sith Empire, where he attained a great deal of dark knowledge. He was a sorcerer-like Sith, who controlled the Force much better than the lightsaber. Frida Nad went on to declare himself Dark Lord of the Sith, but this upset many, since no one had officially given him this title. However, because of his immense power, few could actually stop him. He conquered the world of Undarian, where he ruled for 100 years until his death. Number 7 is Darth Bane. Darth Bane is one of the most influential Sith Lords of all time. You see, he was the one who abandoned the old Sith Order and actually created his own new order, and it was Darth Bane's Sith Order that overthrew the Republic. Bane was a man of tremendous knowledge and understanding of the dark side of the Force, and he was also an exceptional lightsaber duelist. Darth Bane was also responsible for the creation of the Rule of Two, which basically states that there will only be two Sith Lords, the Master and the Apprentice. The Apprentice cannot advance and become a Master until they kill their own Master. Then they must take on a new Apprentice of their own, and the cycle continues, so on and so forth. Number 6 is Darth Plagueis. Plagueis wasn't the best of a lightsaber, and while his Force control was impressive, that's not what puts him on this list. No, the reason he's on this list is because he is the Sith's ultimate scholar. He was obsessed with the idea of tricking and beating death, so he conducted extensive experiments in the pursuit of achieving immortality. Darth Sidious said that his wisdom and knowledge was so great that he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians in someone's body, and he could even keep those he cared about from dying. Oh yeah, and he also trained Darth Sidious. Pretty impressive, right? Number 5 is Darth Revan. Revan started out as a Jedi who wanted to protect countless lives on the Outer Rim planets that were threatened by the Mandalorian invasions. The Jedi Council refused to let him intervene, though, so he amassed a large army of Jedi on his own and went out there anyways. Under his leadership, the Jedi won the Mandalorian War for the Republic, but they didn't return. Instead, they accidentally found the Starforge, which seduced them into becoming Sith Lords. Darth Revan was an incredibly powerful and formidable Sith Lord, even creating a new Sith Empire. However, the Jedi eventually captured him and brainwashed Revan in order to convert him back to the light side of the Force. Because of this, Revan went on to become a hero of the Republic and one of the most powerful Jedis of all time. Number 4 is Marka Ragnos. Marka Ragnos lived during the First Sith Empire, where he actually became Dark Lord of the Sith and ruled the Empire for a century. It's been said that Marco Ragnos was the greatest lightsaber duelist in the universe, and no one could survive a one-on-one confrontation with him. He was also a brilliant strategist and manipulator, turning his opponents against each other in order to keep threats away from his own throne. Even after he died, Marco Ragnos' spirit wandered for a millennium before he was eventually permanently sealed off by the Jedi. Number 3 is Exar Kun. Exar Kun was a Jedi who wanted to get stronger and stronger, so of course he was eventually seduced over to the dark side. He was taught by Frida Nad and was able to steal an ancient Sith holocron, which only further enhanced his powers. He was even able to use this power to seduce many young Jedi Padawans to kill their masters and join him in the dark side. Exar Kun went on to kill the Supreme Chancellor and battled against the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, who was no match for him. In the end, Exar Kun was able to build the foundations of a strong and well-established Sith Empire. Number 2 is Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious is one of the most famous Sith Lords of all time, and was the driving force behind almost every Star Wars movie. He was trained by Darth Plagueis, but he killed him in his sleep, and Sidious became the new master. Sidious was so strong in the Force that he was able to mask his presence from some of the strongest Jedi of all time, manipulate others into doing whatever he wanted, and was responsible for the deaths of several of the greatest Jedi in all of history. He reigned supreme until he was killed by Darth Vader, but he was so powerful that he didn't even stay dead. He transferred his spirit into the body of a clone, and was forced to change bodies and often to stay alive. He even possessed Luke Skywalker for a brief period of time. There came a time where Darth Sidious had no body to occupy, so he desperately tried to take over the body of Anakin Solo, who was Vader's grandson and the son of Leia and Han Solo. However, he didn't succeed, and Darth Sidious finally perished. Finally, the strongest Sith Lord to ever have lived was Emperor Fatati. Emperor Fatati might be one of the most powerful characters ever to have existed in the Star Wars universe, Jedi included. I mean, he became a Sith Lord when he was only 13. He was also able to kill and absorb the life force of 8,000 Sith, and even killed and absorbed the force of a planet, all adding to his own power. He was also the one who was closest to becoming immortal, having lived for a millennium before he was killed. So there we have it. Those are the top 10 most powerful Sith Lords of all time. What do y'all think? Is there anybody that I missed? Sound off in the comments down below. Also, if you have any ideas